He didn't even lower his voice. We were on the phone, and I could hear silverware clinking in the background, the sound of decisions already made. We all agreed you're not welcome at Christmas. All agreed. As if I'd been a line item on an agenda, as if my absence had been voted on and approved. I didn't argue. I didn't ask who all was. I didn't give him the satisfaction of my voice cracking. I said, "Okay, have fun." Then I hung up. I sat very still. I let the quiet settle. I opened my banking app, and I started undoing the lie I'd been living. It hadn't always been like this. Once, my dad used to call me his safety net, his responsible one. When Mom died, I stepped into the empty spaces without being asked. I handled paperwork. I set up auto pays. I learned the rhythms of bills, deadlines, and quiet panic. They called it help. I called it loyalty. Christmas became my project, not because I wanted control, but because I wanted peace. I paid the mortgage so the house would feel warm and permanent. I covered utilities so no one had to argue about heat. I booked catering because no one else wanted the stress. I told myself family meant carrying weight without complaint. I believed that for years. The first crack was small, a delayed response, a tone shift, conversations that stopped when I entered the room. I'd offer to handle something and get told, "We've got it," in a way that meant, "You're not part of this anymore." I noticed my name disappearing from plans, decisions made without looping me in, gratitude replaced with entitlement. Then I saw it. A group text thread on my dad's phone when he handed it to me to fix something. My name wasn't there. The conversation was. "She's been difficult lately. Christmas should be peaceful this year. Maybe it's time we set boundaries." Boundaries. Funny word for exile. I handed the phone back. I smiled. I said nothing. That was the moment I stopped being emotional and started being precise. I didn't confront anyone. I didn't announce my hurt. I let them believe I was still the dependable one, the background infrastructure they'd forgotten they relied on. I reviewed every account, every auto payment, every recurring charge tied to my name, my credit, my goodwill. Mortgage, $2,750. Electric, gas, internet. Holiday catering deposit, $7,000, already scheduled. I waited. When my dad called to uninvite me, it felt almost merciful. Permission, clarity, the final confirmation that I owed them nothing. So I canceled everything. Not dramatically, not all at once. Methodically. I removed my name from the mortgage auto pay. I turned off utilities scheduled under my account. I canceled the catering with a calm, polite email that cited change in family plans. I didn't send a warning. I didn't explain. I just let reality resume its original shape. By nightfall, my phone began to vibrate. Missed call. Another. Then 10 more. Texts followed. "Did you change something? The power company says, 'Call me now.'" 42 missed calls by midnight. I watched the screen light up and go dark like a heartbeat I no longer depended on. For the first time, I slept without anxiety. The confrontation came 2 days later. I walked into the house I'd been told not to return to, the heat noticeably lower, the tension noticeably higher. My dad stood in the kitchen, older somehow, smaller without the systems I'd built holding him upright. "You embarrassed us," he said. "You made us look irresponsible." I looked around, at the house, at the silence, at the absence of catered trays and forced cheer. "No," I said quietly, "I made you look accurate." His mouth opened, closed. They had confused my support for obligation, my silence for consent, my generosity for weakness. I corrected the misunderstanding. I didn't yell, I didn't list grievances, I didn't demand apologies. I told him the truth. I wasn't invited as family, so I stopped paying like one. It landed exactly where it needed to. There was no comeback for that, just the realization, the dawning understanding that their comfort had been subsidized by someone they'd decided was expendable. I left before anyone could cry. Christmas came and went without me. I spent it elsewhere, warm, fed, unbothered. The house stayed cold for a while, I heard. The catering never got replaced. The mortgage payment came late. Consequences have a way of teaching what words can't. Now, when my phone rings, it's quieter, more careful, my name spoken with respect again, though it's too late to reclaim what they broke. I don't feel guilty, I feel free, because the most powerful revenge isn't destruction, it's withdrawal, and they finally felt the absence of everything they took for granted.